Indivisible is a young adult dystopian novel by Ryan Hunter about 17-year-old Bryn who, after losing her father, realizes that long ago she lost her freedom to the government called One United. This book frightened me. That's part of what I really loved about it because it felt so much closer to home than most dystopian, not far off into the future or in a world that was reshaped by a nuclear holocaust or a series of natural disasters. The idea here, instead, is that we slowly allow the government to take on more and more responsibility over our daily lives until they're completely controlling everything and we don't even notice. Hunter makes very good points about freedom throughout the book. It's so compelling and realistic. I love that this is intense and gripping, even if it does scare the pants off me. Some of the scenes were intensely graphic, which is another reason it's so powerful. There were several times I had to stop and catch my breath before I could finish reading it. So even while I was reeling, especially from pages 64 to 68, I could totally appreciate the insane realism that Hunter managed to use in the story. And it also concreted my belief that while I enjoy reading these books, I would never, ever, 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 ever want to live one. The story is well-paced and fast-moving, and the writing is incredibly vivid. Sometimes the detail goes a little overboard, like Bryn's habit of catching her lip between her teeth. I would have preferred the much simpler bitter lip. But other times, Hunter masters this vivid detail. She had more to say. Her body shouted it in the way she stood, the way she leaned forward at the waist, her mouth poised on the verge of speech. Bryn is slowly developing into a hero, and Indivisible leaves off at a crucial point in this development, which I'm sure we'll see more of in Book 2. The plot is intense, a gripping combination of intrigue and survival, kind of The Hunger Games meets The Bourne Legacy. This is not for the faint of heart, and I would only recommend it for older readers. I debated deducting a star for the graphic scenes because it was such a struggle to read through them. Of course, on further reflection, I remembered that this is exactly what the author is supposed to do, and these scenes, as uncomfortable and hard as they were for me to read, are really what made it so incredibly real for me. I felt like I was Bryn, and I was going through these things. To be able to evoke such strong reactions from me is definitely in the plus column for this book. I am going to deduct half a star for some of the detail that I thought could have been simpler. Indivisible finishes thus at 4.5 stars and will make a great read for anyone looking for their next dystopian adventure. Remember to read, comment, and subscribe. And this Friday on my blog, I will be interviewing author Ryan Hunter. The link is down there below, so be sure to check that out.